Hey everyone, here just putting together a visual aid to map out all the different elements and tools we've talked about for the playing field. So we can use this to move our visions into physical reality. So let's just go over it real quick. Over here we have the visionary reality, a very, very real part of life, the place where our ideas, dreams, and visions exist. And here in visionary reality, anything is really possible. We can just close our eyes and envision it, and suddenly it exists right there in visionary reality. So here I have a little vision. Oh, look at that heart. Isn't that sweet? I have an amazing series of landscape paintings to show in galleries and sell online. And of course, in visionary reality, I can make that happen right now. I can close my eyes and I see all these galleries. I see these paintings of photos that I've taken in my travels, and all my friends are enjoying them. And it brings me a lot of excitement to think of that. But of course, it would be even more exciting, even more satisfying if I had that in physical reality. So let's go over there. Now here in physical reality, the rules are a little different. Energy is denser and thus takes more effort to move around. So the three simple rules of physical reality are: number one, things require energy. And we're going to be looking at these 6 energies here: the energy of time, the energy of physical vitality, the energy of money, the energy of relationships and support, creativity, and enjoyment. And you can learn more about these energies in Maria Nemeth's book, Mastering Life's Energies. And this framework comes from her body of work. So here in time, we're thinking about how much time it'll take us to do the thing, but also, the time it'll take for the other mechanisms of life to occur in order for that thing to become a reality. So maybe it's not just me painting the paintings, but it's also me talking to people and them responding to me, things like that. Physical vitality is, the energy, the calories we'll need to burn, the amount of strain on our body physically that will be required to do this task. And, we have to, of course, make sure that we're sleeping and eating in order to have that physical vitality. Over here, we have the energy of money. Money being that currency, a way that we can measure energy and time that is exchanged between people. Relationships and support. Of course, this is a different energy than others, just like they're all very unique. This one also, however, is one that we have to invest in, right? You invest in those relationships, and then later you get a return. And you can't really knock on the same person's door every single day because, they have their own life. So it's an energy that we'll manage. Creativity. People will be like, oh gosh, I would do it if I could just come up with better ideas, if I could just be more creative, right? Often this is a stopping point, is that people don't feel like they have the energy of creativity. And finally, enjoyment. Similarly, people may be like, I just don't enjoy it. It doesn't bring me any joy. And just like anything else, the way that we work with this energy can make a huge difference. So we can choose to be joyous. And that is an energy we can use towards making these dreams come true. The playing field has physical reality up here. And here are the other 2 rules: that things change, and things change unpredictably. So we're just going to be keeping these things in mind as we make our goals here in physical reality. And there it is. There's our goal. Remembering that a goal is an area or object towards which play is directed in order to score. So we set up on a goal and it calls upon something bigger than ourselves. They're fun and they are full of adventure and inspiration. And you can think of a goal as a noun, right? It's not a thing that you're going to do every day. It's not a process, open-ended, but it's a thing that you score. So like in basketball, it's the moment when the ball hits the net, right? That is the goal being reached. And we're going to make sure that our goals are smart, right? So smart goals are specific, right? Meaning it's clear enough that I can know when I achieved it. They are measurable, right? You can't manage what you can't measure. So we want to make sure that we can measure this goal and know that it was successful, and that it was successful to the degree that we had set out. That it's attainable. Oh gosh, this might be the most important one, because there's many connections now that show between, unrealistic expectations, setting unrealistic goals, and anxiety and depression. We've heard the saying, reach for the stars and land on a cloud. But you might not know what cloud you're going to land on. And You might want to just reach for the cloud and land there exactly where you wanted to, as you said you would, and then you can plan on your next cloud. So these goals should be attainable, really just being realistic and being, generous and compassionate with ourselves. And when we have these attainable goals, they're going to give us evidence once we've achieved them that we did what we said we would do. And that'll further inspire us to keep doing what we said we would do. I'm the kind of person who does what they say they will do. Relevant, right? We're going to make sure this goal is connected to something bigger than just the actual task. It's not just about this task. It's about something larger, which we'll talk about in just a moment. And finally, that it is time-based, right? A time-based goal, so we know when it's going to be done. So let's look at my goal here. I paint a sunset picture by January 5th, 2018. Is it specific? Yes, it's a sunset picture, right? I'm painting it. Measurable? Yes, I can see that the thing has been painted by this date. When we say by this date, we mean by midnight that night, right? Before the next day. Measurable. Attainable. I totally could do this, right? I could set out to do it and make it happen. It's within my means and it's not unrealistic for me with the time frame that I'm talking about here. Relevant. It is connected to something larger than just the goal, which I'll talk about in just a moment. And finally, time-based. By January 5th, 2018. Not 2019, I'm giving the exact date so I can be very clear there. So here's the vision. Here's the goal, right? All we have to do now is get there, right? Well, let's take a moment here to see what might occur along the way. So right here at the border between visionary and physical reality, we have a place where sometimes, things might get a little tricky. That doesn't mean that we can't do them. We just might face some challenges or obstacles. And often those challenges and obstacles are in our own mind, particularly the monkey mind, right? Right here, waiting on the border is all of those thoughts and doubts and fears, all of the, I don't know if I can, and this is stupid, and I shouldn't even try, and little monkey mind, right? The monkey mind is all of those doubts and fears. We discussed it as having the social, emotional, and mental, emotional, and moral development of a 9 to 11-year-old. And basically, this is our brain, the part of our brain that was designed to keep us safe from danger. It's looking for danger before it's looking for opportunity, which of course means that it doesn't like to take risks. It doesn't like to take chances, and obviously opportunities and scoring big goals means taking some risks. So the monkey mind is going to be here, and it's going to make it sometimes a lot harder for us to just make that vision into a reality. Think of all the times you tried to make something a reality and we kind of stood in our own way. So to help us pass through the border here with a little bit more clarity, focus, ease, and grace is a life's intention. A life's intention is a simple intention for how you want to live your life. How do you want to show up in this world? What is the kind of life you want to live? And of course, we've done the life's intention exercise, so you got clear on some of those for you. So I'm going to connect this goal, that's the relevant piece here, to a life's intention, something that's larger than just this goal. So the life's intention here is to be, right? It's a being thing. To be a creator of beauty, right? That's something I want to be in this world. That's one thing I want to know, that at the end of my life, I was that. Not I did that, but I was that, right? To be a creator of beauty. And so when I come back to to score this goal, I can think of, why am I doing this? Oh, it's right. It's to be a creator of beauty. It's to live my life's intention and be who I know myself to be. So this will help us bring this vision in through the border. Now, even still, we might get, just past the border, but along the way, the monkey mind is always going to be present. And, we're not going to try to destroy it. We just want to shift our attention back to our vision and our goal when it does. So another little tool here will be a small, sweet step. And I have two mapped out here. Small, sweet steps are things that will help us to bring vision into physical reality. And if you think about it, the bigger the vision, right, the more energy it takes to bring it into physical reality, and the more trouble at the border we're going to experience on the way, right? The bigger the vision, the bigger the monkey mind conversation, the more important it is to you, right? The more the monkey mind will have to say about it. Because when the stakes are higher, that's when the monkey mind really gets into its fear and doubt, right? So instead of taking this giant vision and just trying to shove it through the border, we're going to come up with a small, sweet step, right? A little minimum viable product, as some of you may have called it, MVP. Think of it like a little seed that you plant in physical reality. It's smaller and easier to pass through the border, and then you just keep adding to that till you get your big goal. So the first small, sweet step I'm going to set is I choose a photo to paint by December 30th, 2018, right? So it's nothing huge. It'd be kind of sweet. All I have to do is be like, this is the picture. And I know for myself that I love, flipping through the photos that I've taken and choosing the ones that are my favorite. So it'll have some sweetness to me. And it'll, give me evidence that I'm doing what I said I would do. And after that, the next small sweet step, number 2 here, for me will be to set up my paint station with a fresh canvas and my paints. And I'll do that by January 2nd, 2018. And I know myself, I usually take 1 or 2 days to paint a painting. So as long as I give myself, 3 days notice, I'm feeling pretty good that that's totally an attainable goal here. So here what we've done is we've mapped our vision to goal, progression onto the playing field. And it's just a way to visualize the different steps that you want to take towards that goal, but still keeping it within the framework that we've been discussing here. So just to quickly review, my vision is I have an amazing series of landscape paintings to show in galleries and sell online. And I chose a goal that feels like a key part of that is that I paint my first painting. And of course, along the way, I'll have more goals. And for now, we can practice instead of setting all the goals at once, just setting one at a time, achieving it. And from that place of achievement, set your next goal. When you're full of the energy and joy that scoring this goal gave you, it'd be a great time to set the next goal because, as we know, in physical reality, things change and things change unpredictably. So, there we go, have it. Vision goes through the life's intention of being a creator of beauty. Help us bypass that monkey mind. Whenever we're having doubts and fears, we remember who we truly are, a creator of beauty. It's one of the ontological truths that I know about myself. And then I take my first small sweet step. I choose a photo to paint by December 3rd, 2018. Then I take a small step. Oh, this would be 2017, actually. If we're talking about, this one here would be 2017, December, and then these would be 2018. And lastly here, I might look at, my energy, right? What kind of energy might I need? I might think of how much time is it going to require for me to paint this painting? How much physical vitality is it going to need? Am I going to make sure that I slept well the day before, that I'm well fed? Will I need to invest some money in making this happen? How much might that cost? Is there anyone whose support I'm going to need? And who would I love to have support me with that? Am I going to be called to be creative? And what, do I need? What helps me to get into that creative flow? And finally, am I making sure that I'm enjoying myself along the way? Am I doing it for the joy of scoring the goal and not mixing it up with a task, right? A task doesn't bring us joy. It brings us relief. They're also important, but it's different. So we'll just have that distinction clear. So thank you so much for watching. Now what I'm going to have all of us do is go ahead and map out your own, if you haven't done so already, playing field and pick a vision, right? And maybe you can pick a smaller part of your larger vision just to practice, right? You can do this again with your larger vision. And if your vision is really important to you, you might want to really invest some time in practicing this framework so that you can write a really good one for your vision. So let's practice with a smaller part of our vision. We'll write it right here in Visionary Reality. Connect it to a life's intention. get a small little goal, not the biggest goal, not the whole thing's over, but something sweet as well, and if it's a vision such as, I write a article, right? It might be that the goal is I read my completed article to my best friend by this date. You can find ways to make it a little bit more sweet, and that'll really kind of give us a little spark as we're working on it. So, if you have any questions, let me know.